Assalamu alaikum my dear students. Welcome to your chemistry class of Standard 9. Today I will discuss about melting and boiling from chapter 2. Hope all of you are fine and safe by the grace of Almighty Allah. But at first I will talk about burning of a candle. You know that a candle is made of wax. Wax is a mixture of hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbon means compound of carbon and hydrogen only. Follow the picture. This is the picture of burning of a candle. In this picture, two changes of wax are observed. One is physical change of wax and another one is chemical change of wax. What is physical change? You know that when only the physical state of a substance is changed, that change is known as physical change. And when a substance is transferred into totally new substance, that change is known as chemical change. Here at first we will observe physical change of wax. How? Follow here. When we light a candle or when we add fire to a candle, then at first the wax is present in solid state in candle, isn't it? So this is the solid form of wax. Now after some time, due to applying heat, we will see some molten wax is present in this place, and also sometimes some molten wax is falling down. So this molten wax is actually liquid form of wax, and at the top of the thread, this is the thread, so at the top of the thread actually there is present wax vapor, that means gaseous state of wax for the applying or producing more heat. So here we can see just the change of physical state, solid to liquid, liquid to gas. So this is the physical change of wax. Now chemical change. When the wax vapor, which is actually present at this top of this thread, this wax vapor actually reacts with the atmospheric oxygen and produce what? Carbon dioxide gas and water vapor, that is steam. So this change is actually here chemical change of wax. So we can say burning of a candle, in this phenomenon two changes together are observed, physical change and also chemical change. So we can say while burning of candle, three states of matter are observed: solid, that is solid wax, liquid wax and wax vapor, which is present at the top of the thread of the candle here. And wax vapor reacts with oxygen and produce what? Carbon dioxide gas and water vapor. This is the chemical change. Like this way you can write the equation: wax plus oxygen produce what? Carbon dioxide gas, water vapor, and also through the burning of a candle we will get heat and also light energy. So actually this is the phenomenon of burning of a candle. Now we will know about melting and melting point. Melting, the process of transforming a solid matter into liquid by means of applying heat is called melting. Follow this picture. Suppose this is a solid substance. When we apply heat, then once upon a time it will convert into its liquid state. So this conversion, that means from solid to liquid due to applying heat, is known as melting. And at normal pressure, that is 1 atmospheric pressure, the temperature at which a solid matter turns into liquid state is called the melting point of that solid. So melting point is actually the temperature at which a solid starts to turn into its liquid state. For example, the melting point of ice is 0 degree centigrade, sodium chloride is 801 degree centigrade, urea is 130 degrees 3 degree centigrade, sulfur is 115 degree centigrade, etc. Now I will show you some determination process of melting point. Follow this picture. This is the melting of ice. You know that the melting temperature of ice is 0 degree centigrade. Follow here, the melting temperature of ice is 0 degree centigrade. For this, when we keep ice at normal temperature, then the normal temperature is more than 0 degree centigrade. For this, here not necessary to apply heat. If we keep ice in normal temperature, then it will start to melt, but its melting temperature is 0 degree centigrade. Now also we can determine the melting point of different solid substance in using different machines. For example, if we want to determine the melting point of urea, then you know that urea's melting point is 133 degree centigrade. It's more temperature. For this, using a special equipments, actually we have to determine the melting point of urea. Follow here, this is a capillary tube. At first we have to fill the capillary tube by urea fertilizer. Then we have to insert this capillary tube inside this machine. This is actually melting temperature detector. Then using this machine, actually we will get the correct melting temperature. So like this way, in using different equipments, we can determine the melting point of different substance. Also here I have shown the melting point determination of wax. Wax is actually hydrocarbons, you know that. So follow here, how can we determine the melting point of wax? Here two methods are observed. First method, this is a tripod stand. This is a beaker of water, and inside the beaker of water there is actually a test tube, and inside the test tube we will keep some pieces of wax, and with this test tube we will bind the thermometer. Now if we heat the water, here actually we didn't heat the wax directly, because you know that if we heat the wax directly, then it will reacts with atmospheric oxygen. So for this we will heat the wax indirectly, and that means we will keep the wax in a water bath. So now we will observe when the wax starts to melt, then we will get the temperature from this thermometer. And this is the another method where thermometer is not necessary to bind with the test tube. If we wish, then we can keep the thermometer inside the test tube like this way. So like this way also we can determine the melting point and of any organic substance, actually whose melting point is less than 100 degrees centigrade. Now follow here, inside the capillary tube, how wax is melted. Here actually wax doesn't melt at a specific temperature. Here wax is starts to melt at a range of temperature. How follow here, at first it is in solid state, then it after sometimes when the water is coming to hot, in that time we will see the first liquid drops, then we will see sample begins to melt. So from this stage actually its initial melting point. This is the its melting is actually starts here, and after some time we will get in this meniscus formed. That means the this layer is formed, and after some time finally we will see whole wax part is melted here, entirely liquid. So this is the final melting point. So this melting range is actually the melting point of wax. Now, purity of solid substance. What is this? Purity of solid substance means the melting point of pure substance is fixed for every time. For example, the melting point of sodium chloride is 801 degrees centigrade, urea is 130 degrees centigrade, etc. But impure substance melts at a specific range of temperature instead of a fixed temperature, which you have shown in case of wax. So, wax melts at a specific range of temperature. This range of temperature is the melting point of wax. So, again, melting point of impure substance is lesser than that of pure substance. The melting point of urea is 133 degrees centigrade, but if the urea melts at any other temperature, then this urea can be declared as impure. So, easily we can determine the purity of a substance through the determination of melting point of this substance. So if a solid melts at a range of temperature and also the temperature below its melting point, it can be called as an impure solid substance. But if it melts at its specific melting point, then we can call this is a pure substance. So like this way, it is said that the melting point is the scale of purity of a solid substance. Now you will know about boiling and boiling point. The process of transforming a liquid matter into gas by means of applying heat is called boiling. Boiling is very familiar to us, isn't it? Because in our home daily water is boiled, and in this winter season this is very natural phenomenon. So water boiling we have seen, and you know that water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. So what is boiling point? At normal pressure, that is 1 atmospheric pressure, the temperature at which a liquid matter turns into gaseous state is called the boiling point of that liquid. That means boiling point is the temperature at which liquid turns into its gaseous state. For example, the boiling point of water is 100 degree centigrade. Now also there are more substances which have boiling point. For example, boiling point of pure sodium chloride is 1465 degrees centigrade, etc. Now we will know about purity of liquid substance. Follow here. The boiling point of pure substance is also fixed for every liquid. For example, the boiling point of water is 100 degrees centigrade. But impure substance doesn't boil at this specific temperature. If we add some alcohol to water, it will boil at a different temperature than 100 degrees centigrade. So this alcohol mixed water can be termed as impure water. So it can be called that the boiling point is also the scale of purity of liquid substance. So my dear students, I hope you understood properly the two facts, melting and boiling today. So today up to that, be safe and well. Thank you.